What's up, gamers? How you doing? My sister and my dad have been talking about the coronavirus for an hour, making it so I cannot record this video. So let's just jump into it, and hopefully they don't come back. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 is a game that struggles with being better than Black Ops 3. Why is this? I think it might have to do with customization. Customization is a huge focus in this game. Let me get this off like the freaking table right now. By customization, I mean gameplay customization. I don't mean like skins and character customization. I mean more like you can do custom mutations, you can change perks, change specialists, weapon classes. You can just change up stuff in this game. And you would think that would be a good thing, but I'm going to tell you why it might not actually be that great of a thing, and it kind of hindered Black Ops 4 from being an amazing game. With this new customizability, everything became slightly less iconic, and Treyarch actually did away with a lot of its more iconic things about zombies. Things like perks severely affected. The iconic perks were gone for the most part, and then the new perks weren't as special because they weren't in every map, and a lot of players did not use every single perk. There were so many, and you could choose them before you go into the map, that you didn't really use them, and they didn't have time to shine inside each specific map, and you really just lost some of the heart that came over from Black Ops 3. I actually think the iconicism of Call of Duty Treyarch zombies is the reason why other Call of Duty zombies like Infinite Warfare kind of suffered. They didn't have the same, carryover that a Treyarch Zombies game does have, which kind of adds a little bit of a disconnect, and they have to do like rip-offs. Treyarch, for whatever reason, Black Ops 4 rips itself off with elixirs instead of gumballs, with different names for different perks. Like Electric Cherry is not called Electric Cherry in Black Ops 4. Why? And ironically, with all these perks being customizable before the game, actually inside the game you have less options. Instead of having like 7 or 9 perks in the map itself, you only get the 4 that you pick, which doesn't allow for any variation between downs or anything like that. So kind of sucko mode, if you ask little old me. Alright, now let's talk about the starting room pistol. The starting room pistol is actually not just a pistol in Black Ops 4. You can choose between a couple of guns that you start off with, and that's kind of a problem with the iconic way that you start off in every other Zombies Treyarch game. You start off with the pistol that they give you. It's usually weak. You can upgrade it for akimboed grenade launchers, which is pretty sick, but usually you get rid of it. And in Black Ops 4, you can kind of make it pretty powerful and use it, and it doesn't have the same, I'm gonna say, energy or vibe, for lack of a better term. I think the fact that you can customize it and that you can change it is a weak point for Black Ops 4. I feel like if you started with the same gun and it's just whatever they give you, you can't customize it, you can get rid of it if you don't want it, because you're gonna get rid of your starting pistol anyway, so why bother customizing it? It's just, I think customizing the guns is a great thing, just not the pistol that you start off with. So I think that was actually a mistake. They shouldn't have done that. But that's just one example of many things that you can customize that don't really matter, and if anything, they make it less iconic. An even worse example of things becoming less iconic and meaningful and carrying over would have to be the Gobblegums and the upgrade abilities. Things like Brain Rot and the new called Elixirs. There's no reason to change the name, and in all honesty, it just makes it less recognizable, less iconic, more complicated. If anything, what I would have done, what I think would have been best, would have been to just add to the already established system. So Gobblegums, maybe change how they work a little bit. With the upgraded abilities, maybe add an ability. Maybe there's an ability where if you shoot a down player, it revives him. Something like that. It's very situational. Solo, you don't want it, but if you're playing with friends, it might be OP. So that's just an example, anecdotal, but I think they should have just added to what they already had instead of changing it in a way that doesn't even matter. Going along with this, I think that the customization also made the game just a little bit more confusing and complicated than it needed to be, being able to customize the characters and their loadouts and their elixirs. It just seems like a lot. And me personally, I don't believe that customization of gameplay necessarily makes the game better, just like making a game harder doesn't make it better. Black Ops 4 is much harder than Black Ops 3 in my opinion, but I would say Black Ops 3 is the better game. I think Black Ops 3 is the easiest Call of Duty Zombies game yet, but I also think it is the most fun. Is there a straight up owl outside? Can you guys hear that? Is there an owl hooting? Well, it's gone now. For an example of this, I'm going to talk about Call of Duty campaigns. Call of Duty campaigns. In some of the newer games, even not so newer games, you can customize classes. So your guns can have whatever attachments you want on them. Blah, 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 blah. I don't care about this at all. It's a campaign. I would much prefer a really good sniper mission where I just, in the campaign, and they give me a sniper, and it's set up super well. They have a great story to go along with it. The game is literally made for that sniper mission, as opposed to a game where you can have an SMG, a sniper, whatever you want. The map kind of allows for everything, but it's not great. I'd much rather have the great story, great game mechanic with whatever gun they gave me. Similar thing with zombies. I'd rather have great perks, great special ability, specifically designed for that map or whatever game mode. You know what I'm saying. This owl is throwing me off. Alright guys, for this last point, what I want to bring up is I feel like Treyarch really gave customizability to aspects of gameplay that didn't really need it and ignored customizability that I think fans would have really liked. Things like custom skins, being able to play as alternate characters, being able to pick your character, things like that was excluded from all of Black Ops 4. If you could play as even Woods or some of the Blackout characters in Zombies, people would have went crazy. If you could have just changed your outfit, I think people would really appreciate that. Instead they just had face paints, which you can't see, and they looked ridiculous, just kind of silly. So the customization that people cared about, the kind of like goofy, being able to play as the Black Ops arcade monkey, didn't happen. The astronaut from Moon didn't happen. Being able to play as Ether on Chaos maps, being able to play as Chaos on Ether maps, which I think people would have liked and probably wouldn't have taken that much effort. All you really need to do is make generic quotes and put the generic quotes in the map that they're playing, and maybe have it be unlocked after they beat the Easter egg. Probably would have been the best way to go around it if you ask me, and would have been a great reward. That didn't happen in Black Ops 4. In Black Ops 4, instead, you had gameplay customization that really complicated the game, took away a lot of the iconic aspects of the game, and, in my opinion, just wasn't needed, and it was almost fixing something that wasn't broke. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. This is the first kind of video that I've made ever, and it probably was a little weird. I'm speaking at different speeds, different velocities. Sometimes I'm goofing, sometimes I'm dead ass serious, bro. What the frick's going on with that? I don't know. I just hope you enjoyed, and I hope you subscribe, like the video, and send it to a hot girl that's gonna like it and date you for sending it to her.